Hello everybody, how's it going? Tim Icer here. Welcome back to Gasparilla County. We're back in St. Patricksburg this episode, where I'm going to continue to develop on the northern part of the city. So we're going to continue to expand on Oldtown. We're going to plop some extra city services that are in dire need of being added to the city. We're also going to be developing the coastal area here, which will include some beautiful luxury coastal properties, as well as a beautiful resort area just outside of downtown. So we have a ton of work in front of us this episode. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. So sit back and relax, guys. So the very first thing that I need to address is the medical crisis that we're facing in town. So right now, as you can see, we have one little tiny medical clinic that is servicing this entire city of tens of thousands of people. And as you can see, patients are just backed up out the door. They're just overflowing into the parking lot at this point. So we are in dire need of some more medical facilities. Now, I could update the crap out of this building, but I seriously don't think that that's going to cut it, and we're just going to find ourselves in the exact same situation in no time. So I think it's time we go big or go home, and we're going to be plopping a hospital. But before we do, we got to make sure that we can afford it, because as you can see, this hospital can cost us upwards of $500,000 a month in upkeep. So let's just take a quick look at our budget screen here, and I can confirm that we can afford it, although it's going to take out a giant chunk of our income now. But I think it's desperately needed. You know, we can't leave our citizens without healthcare, so let's jump into that. Now, I've actually already chosen the perfect location for this hospital, which happens to be this empty lot here. So with a stroke of luck, I found out that this hospital fits perfectly within this block just outside of Oldtown. So I'm just gonna go ahead and plop it right here, and let's take a quick gander of what kind of upgrades we might want to add. So we have a helipad. I don't really think that's necessary at the moment. Specialized treatment ward. Specialized treatment helps citizens in the hospital's service area remain healthier. I don't think we really need that at the moment. What about a trauma center? Specialized equipment and facilities increase the chances a patient recovers from their condition. No, I think it's all right. But there is one thing I want to do to this hospital right off the bat, and that is make it only operate within St. Patricksburg for now. So the reason I'm doing this is I don't want ambulances driving all the way across the map to service people in Gasparilla over here, for example. What I want to do is keep it in St. Patricksburg, and eventually when the city starts to expand outwards into the surrounding pieces of land here, we're then going to add those districts into, you know, the whole St. Patricksburg jurisdiction. But I think that's a long way away, so we're really future-proofing the city for quite some time. So no patients have transferred yet. I think it's just a matter of time before they migrate over to this new hospital. But yeah, that should fix our medical issue. Now, I am seeing a slight problem. I mean, this really is a subjective problem, but I feel like the hospital looks a bit out of place right beside Oldtown here. You know, we have this old historic city center, and then we have a brand new modern hospital right outside of it. It's kind of conflicting, but at the same time, we could assume that maybe Oldtown was a bit run down at one point, and we had like a giant abandoned lot that was there doing nothing. So we'll say that the city has bought it up and built a brand new state-of-the-art hospital, complete with modern architecture and the whole bit, just outside of Oldtown. So we'll live with it, and maybe someday we'll get some cool new hospitals as part of some content creator packs, and we can take advantage of those. So with that being done, now let's jump on over to our education crisis, as we have exactly the same thing going on over here. You can see that across the entire map, our elementary schools are just way under demand. Same thing with everything pretty much, which is really unfortunate, but you know, we gotta provide some extra schools. So we have a elementary school over here, which is just way over capacity, and we have a second one, same story over here. I don't really know what other upgrades I can do apart from building some additional extension wings, but that's really going to hurt the aesthetics in my opinion, and I don't really want to do that. So let's maybe take a look if we can plop a city elementary school, which have a capacity of 1,500 students. So we're gonna definitely want to build this building near downtown. And honestly, I think right here seems to be like a good contender. Let's do that. Now this building might look a little out of place at the moment, but there's a reason why I plopped it here. And that is because we can build some mixed zoning alongside it, which will kind of blend it in to the surrounding area. And what I can also do to kind of smoothen out the transition between downtown and, you know, the rest of the suburbs is maybe I'm going to add a couple more apartment buildings here. So let's do that and then do this. And that should help us out a little bit. So we already have, oh my god, we already have students that are just piling into this new school. I'm just going to preemptively plop this extension floor, raising our capacity to 2,000. So let's keep that, and hopefully we're going to have enough capacity. I think what I'll also do is confine all of these schools to just St. Patricksburg. That might actually solve the capacity crisis in this city. Maybe not, but I think what's happening now is students from way across the map are probably coming to St. Patricksburg. I don't necessarily want that. But yeah, in confining them to just this district, it may help out the capacity crisis in the city, but it might make it worse for the rest of the map. But we'll see how this all develops. So I think that should fix it for now for the elementary level schools. Let's take a look at our high schools, which are just at the cusp of being totally at max capacity. We have a big high school here that is just shy of 600 students, and then we have a second one over here in Oldtown, which is kind of in the same spot. So I'm going to make these buildings only operate within the city for both of them, and I'm also going to build an extension floor, or multiple extension floors to this building. So that's going to raise our student capacity to 1,200. And let's just take a quick gander at our economy here. I just want to make sure not to run in the red too much, but it looks like we're still okay. I'm going to let the simulation play out as we continue to build along the city, and then we'll check again how all of our services are doing. As far as everything else, I think everything is good. Maybe we can take a quick look here at our postal service. It looks like we could improve on our coverage. So what I think I'll do in this case is just add a few mailboxes in some of these parts of town that are not getting the coverage they need. So yeah, some of these areas that are kind of dipping into the red, I'll just go ahead and add some extra mailboxes. Certainly not forgetting the industrial zones. They are as important as any other part of town, so I want to make sure to cover over here as well. And we certainly want to have some postal service in Oldtown as well. And I think that should do it. Now what about telecom? Let's take a look. Service is not great in the upper parts of town. How much is a radio mast? It's only 5K a month. Maybe I'll just go ahead and plop one here in the industrial zone. Can I squeeze one? Yeah, I can squeeze one right over here, although that's pretty close to the tracks. but not really. I think that's okay. I'm going to plop a second tower over here. There, so that's going to improve our signal quality as well as our overall bandwidth, so that'll be a nice upgrade. There, all right, well, I think we've taken care of all of our services. I checked everything else. We're looking fine, you know. We are importing 100% of our electricity, and our water is okay for now. We might have to address that in the next episode, but apart from that, we're doing all right. Let's continue expanding on the Oldtown area. So I want to continue with the theme of kind of like an Oldtown feeling. So there's going to be a lot of like medium density and row houses, apartment buildings, that kind of stuff. So there's going to be a good mixture of all kinds of different stuff. And then there is another thing that I want to eventually get into, and that is public transportation. We're not going to go wild in this series because I do want to make the city as authentically Floridian as I possibly can. So we're going to resort to mostly buses, maybe a couple of trams here and there, but I'm not going to build any like subway systems or anything like that. So I think this is a good location for a bus service, as this is kind of like a main artery going in and out of the highway. We have some trees growing right in the middle of the road. Not very ideal. So let's clear out some of these trees. There. And let's keep going. Plopping down some more row houses. And maybe some apartment buildings as well. Actually, no, I'm not going to build an apartment building here. What I am going to do is, this is a perfect opportunity to build a commuter lot. So I don't know how familiar the Europeans might be with this concept, but in a lot of places in North America, beside a public transportation hub, for example, a bus station or a subway station or whatever, you'll have commuter lots where people can actually drive from, you know, their homes nearby to a commuter lot and then take the train or the bus or whatever to their destination. So we're gonna have our very first commuter lot here. And plus, I mean, the more parking we can have, the cooler and the more Floridian it's gonna look, so we won't shy away from any of that. So let's continue on here. Let's build, I think I'm gonna do an apartment building here. We could probably build a nice mixed use building. Oh, maybe not. Replace that with another apartment building, I guess, to fill in that whole block. And then let's do some more row housing. Oh, nope, that is not the orientation that I want them to be in. Oh, shoot. Yeah, okay, we have a weird zoning glitch here again. I think I'm just gonna build a path just like so. And then if I delete it, is this gonna fix everything? Let's try it. Oh yeah, perfect. There we go, that is wonderful. And let's have some more row housing here. Not really sure what's going on here, but I think it was part of these two zones. Don't we have access to like some small parks now? Yeah, let's do a small playground right here. Perfect spot. Actually, nope, I think I'm gonna do a parking lot in behind these buildings. And another thing that I want to do in some areas of town is have just abandoned lots, right? We are kind of focusing on realism in this city. And, you know, it's not uncommon to have all kinds of abandoned lots everywhere. You know, sometimes if there was some sort of urban renewal project or something at some point, a lot of these lots will become abandoned as old buildings are demolished. So, oh geez, we have some trees. going on top of each other. And actually now in the base game, we have access to all kinds of props. Now, I don't think that there's any... Okay, yeah, we do have some makeshift tents. Let's see. Oh, yeah, we do have debris, rubble pile. Oh, yeah, that is wonderful, guys. Here, let's have a couple of rubble piles. I'm just going to turn on anarchy here. And then we'll be able to really explore what these asset packs have to offer. Oh yeah, that's awesome, guys. Look at that. You know, I don't want a massive garbage pile. I think maybe just a couple of small piles here within this abandoned lot. And you know what? Might as well add a tent or two, you know? There. So you have a beautiful main street, Pearl Street, running along the center of town here, but then in the back, you know, unbeknownst to most tourists, I guess, you know, you have kind of like the darker, grimy side of the city. All right, so now let's go on the other side of town, where I will start by adding some sound barriers, because I don't want my citizens to complain of noise when this highway starts to get busy. And let's start building some more row houses. But not all row houses. Let's make room for some regular low density residential as well that can often be found close to these highways. And then here we have the street end, so let's build a nice cul-de-sac here. And then what I like to do is build a road that is exactly parallel to the other road on the other side of the highway. And then here we can say that these roads would have once connected to each other. And then when the highway was built, they are no longer connected. There, we can do that. Now, these houses are not building straight away for some reason, despite our demand being super high. So I'm not really sure why that is, but you know, sometimes it's all a question of what amenities are where, what population demographic wants to move in, and so on. And there we go. We got nice growth going on. Let's build more row housing with the odd apartment building just to kind of diversify the landscape a little bit. Let's not forget to provide some extra parking. Oh, this is like width. Yeah, let's do this. And then I don't really have any zones here, but what I could do is, can we fit another little parking lot? Yes, we can. Perfect. All right, guys. Well, at this point, we've pretty much wrapped up Oldtown. And now I'm going to move on to the northeastern shoreline of St. Patricksburg. And I am going to base it kind of on what can be found in St. Petersburg in real life. And it seems, from what I've seen, that a lot of the shoreline is in a complete natural state, meaning that there's a lot of these swamplands and bogs and mangroves, all that kind of thing. So I am going to reserve the northeastern part of the shoreline to, I'm going to leave it in a complete natural state. So I'm going to remove these roads here. There is going to be very, very few developments in this area. But as we move down the coast, along the central region here is where we're going to start to see some more low density residential, kind of similarly to what can be found over here on the western shore. And then finally we'll get into the kind of resort area over here, more towards the south. So I'm pretty much going to leave this whole area as it is, apart from a few modifications. And I'm going to make this into kind of a small park. So let's draw a road. Should I keep this going straight like that? Or no, I guess I'll curve it just like so. And then what I'll do here is I'm going to make this into a small park. So we're going to plop yet again another parking lot. And then we're going to add a series of paths that are going to wiggle their way through this swampland. So this is going to be kind of like a nature park, but it's going to be very unofficial. And then we'll connect this path up over here. And then this path, I guess we can connect to over here. And then I'll just connect both of these up just like so. There. And that's pretty much all there is going to be to it. However, I might actually want to add maybe a couple of parks over here. So let's, I guess we could add a dog park, for example, and then maybe a small park along this curved road here. And I'll leave it at that. However, we do have Vermont Street here cutting through the swamplands, and this is prime real estate along this road, right? We have easy highway access, and with this being Florida, you know, nobody would ever pass on such a business opportunity. So I'm going to add a bit of commercial here along the main drag. And then as far as the park goes, like I said, that is pretty much all there's going to be to it. But let's add a bit of density here. Let's make this look like a truly untouched swampland. So I'm going to reduce my brush size to an acceptable size, and I'm going to go ahead here and just start plopping some bushes all over. Oh my god, what? I don't even have anarchy on. Why is it going all over the parks? So it's going all over the dog park, but it's avoiding the parking lot. Okay, that's kind of strange. And it's avoiding the road as well. Well, that's a weird one. Is that a bug? I'm not really sure. Anyways, we're just going to keep going here, and I'll be sure to remove those bushes before we leave. And let's add some wildflowers as well. I'm sure Florida is native to some really beautiful wildflowers all over the state. There, and let's do that. And actually, what I should also look at doing is maybe adding some mangroves. Now, this is inland. I'm not really sure if there's mangroves inland like this. But let me know down in the comments, guys, if this is realistic. But, uh-oh, is the water too deep here? It appears so. Perhaps I could raise it up just a little bit so these bushes are just slightly popping up above the water. I don't think they went up any. Yeah, I think they're just kind of planted into the ground now. But that's okay. I'm going to raise the terrain ever so slightly along this whole shoreline. And then we'll get some mangroves going. This is going to look really cool. So then I'll go ahead and smooth this all out to make it look natural. Just like so. And how is this going to look? Oh yeah, that is perfect, guys. Beautiful. All right, I think that's looking pretty good, guys. What do you think? Like I said, let me know down in the comments. And now let's clean up this dog park. Oh, it looks like I'm not gonna be able to demolish those trees, so I'm just gonna demolish the park. Clear out all of these trees and bushes, and then we'll just add a brand new dog park. Oh, okay, it looks like these bushes were part of the actual building. Okay, I didn't realize that. All right, well, moving on now. What I am going to start doing is developing this coastal region, but I think I'm going to add an artificial island right here, kind of similar to what we had over here on the west coast, except it's not going to be as extensive. I think I'm just going to keep it simple and just build one singular kind of elongated island here to follow the natural coastline. And then we'll do something like this, I guess. You know, it's looking a little phallus looking, but here, maybe we can like... There, maybe we can have like a pretty cool shape to this. And now what I'll do is add a kind of windy road. Just like that. Oh crap, I added a path. Oh my god, guys. Well, let's redo this. Can I... Yeah, I guess I'll just have to remove the path. Attempt number 2. There, and I'm gonna go ahead and add a couple of roundabouts. However, I think I went a little too crazy there. Here, let's add some smaller ones just so everything fits better. And then let's build our road connection to the mainland. Just like that. And then I'm gonna add a road just like so, and then just like this. Kind of following the natural coastline. Actually, you know what would look cool here is if I did this. Let's have a little stub that'll come out like so, and then... Oh, is that too close? No, I think that actually works. There we go. Cool. And then I'll add a couple of streets. Just like so, and then let's begin developing this whole area. And I'm gonna switch it up here. Let's do some European low density residential. Ooh, this is gonna be close. Yeah, I don't really want to destroy this little stream, so I'm gonna remove this segment of road and I'm just gonna push it back just a little bit, so it's not gonna go out as far. Maybe I'll stop it right around here, and then we'll add a little roundabout. Yeah, and I think that's gonna work out, so let's try this. I guess over here I could do 3 deep. I can afford it. Oh, it's a shame that there's nothing here. And here. I'm gonna add a little path that connects up like so. Oh, you know what? What I could do here is there any house that would fit on this island? Probably not. No, I don't think that's going to happen. But what could happen, you know, we do have quite a few really nice homes here. Maybe we can plop one. Oh, this one's not too bad. This does look like a really posh area of town. I think I'm going to go ahead and build. There. Beautiful home. This is a theater actor mansion right by the coast. That is wonderful. So now we can just go crazy with the zoning. I'm gonna add another little path here just to get the zones to align properly. There we go. And let's get some more nice houses here. Now the next thing I want to do, this is kind of subjective and this is more detail oriented, but I want to surround this island with a seawall. So let's do that. Now I'm gonna kind of do a rough cut to begin with, and then I'll go over and fix any potential problem spots as we go around here. Oh, is that gonna fit? Ooh, it just fits. All right, here, I'm not gonna worry about it too much because, oh yeah, actually I can connect this up. Let's do something like this. I'm really trying to make sure that I don't ruin the topography here. But I'm trying to cram everything as close as I possibly can. All right, there we have it, guys. Look at this. Beautiful new neighborhood, all walled in. These beautiful seawalls. However, it looks like we're a little low over here, so I'm just gonna raise this a tad. Over here as well. I had to rebuild some of this seawall because it was a little wonky in some areas. Ah, crap. Oh. Okay, it looks like I'm not gonna be going any higher than that. But honestly, that looks fine. The only area of concern is over here because it appears... Yeah, oh. There, okay, I think I fixed it. All right, and let's just quickly go over this area and add all kinds of palm trees and bushes and whatnot. You know, we'll get this area to look all nice and pretty. Add lots of palm trees. Maybe a couple of chestnut trees as well. There, and same thing on the mainland. Let's add a few palm trees here and there. A couple chestnuts. They don't really fit very well in tight spots, but that's okay. I think the area still looks quite decent. All right, well, with all that being done, guys, that leaves us with one more thing to do this episode, and that is to develop the resort area. And I already have a decent idea of what I want to do here. It's not going to be anything too crazy, but I think it's still going to look really cool. There are a number of buildings that I think would look really, really great here that could act as a resort, and that would be the Emerald Building. So I'm going to add it right over here in this corner, and then we're going to spend some time beautifying this building and kind of blending it into its surroundings a bit better. So instead of having like this random green space here, let's go ahead and connect this up. There, so we're going to build a whole plaza in front here. And you know what? Might as well just keep it going. We're gonna double up on this sidewalk. There we go. Let's remove some trees just to get that out of the way. And then let's go into our props menu. Oh, okay, that's kind of weird. Do we have to go back into single mode? Okay, looks like that was the problem. And let's add, let's add some tree planters. We already have a big fountain there, so I'm not going to worry about that. It would be cool if there would be like curbs in this game, but that's not the case so far. All right, so now let's add a couple of flower beds here. Yeah, I think that looks decent. And then we'll add some nice palm trees. Turn on anarchy. Oh, I think I just missed. There. That is looking pretty cool. And what do we do here? Do I want to keep it just natural? Just some nice lawn? Or do I want to, maybe we can add a couple of paths just like this? That's not too shabby, is it? It's pretty cool. There, and I find this building is really nice. The only thing is, it looks like it should be longer on either end. It just kind of abruptly ends. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm going to actually find, hopefully I'll be able to find some, here, let's add some filters. Let's do medium buildings in the European variety. And then let's see if we can't add some buildings to the side here. Can I get a different color roof? It'd be cool if the building would be green, you know, with a green roof. Maybe that's not one of the color options. It doesn't look like it is. But that's okay. Maybe the red is going to look fine. So let me just get rid of all this. And then again, with the power of move it, I'm going to connect this building up. Looks like I can't go too far, but you know what? It might look okay. Just like so. There, just like that. So that'll be part of the resort. And then I'm gonna come around the corner and do the exact same thing here. Let's take a quick look here. Is there any other buildings that I might be able to use? I don't want to go too crazy here. Oh, actually, you know what would look cool here is a corner building. All right, I think I found it, guys. This is the one. I'm gonna plop this here. I'm just gonna readjust it ever so slightly. Oh, I can't move it and adjust it at the same time. Okay. This is a learning curve, guys. Here, I'm gonna back it up just a little bit. There. Yeah, that actually looks pretty cool. Now, does it match perfectly? Not really. But I think it's okay. I think it's quite all right. And then, what is the next step? Of course, we're going to build some parking. Actually, can I do maybe a medium parking lot? Oh yeah, look at that. That fits almost wonderfully. Let's reclaim a little piece of land here, which actually, you know what? Why don't I just join all of this together? Look at that, guys. Look how wonderful that is here. Let's just go up by 1.25 meters. And then we'll turn this just like so and bring this right into the roundabout. There. And then I'm going to try to clean this up with some paths. So again, we're going to jump up to 1.25 meters. If I go around like this and then like this, oh yeah. That's really cool. There, I found the exact same pattern of building over here. So as long as the colors match. Yeah, you know what? I think it's okay. Now we're going to back them up into place. There. I think that's just a little bit more appropriate. All right, well, there you have it for the resort. Now, I think this road is kind of useless So I'm going to remove it. And what I'm going to build here is kind of a sports park. There is a lot of tennis courts in Florida from what I've seen. Can I plop this here? Is that going to demolish this building? Oh, crap. Yes, it is. I guess I'll just leave a little bit of a gap. And then in the middle here, why don't I have... what can we fit here? We can do... Oh, not even a small park. Oh my god, guys. We can do a small playground. And then maybe another dog park, I guess. There we go. And then some more parking. Oh, it's so close. Here. We can make it fit with Anarchy. There we go, guys. Let's just space this out. Oh, crap. Uh-oh, what's this? We already have some homeless people in these parks. I thought they fixed that. Maybe not. Well, we'll just have to use the remove homeless mod. At some point. What's this? More chestnut trees. And there we have it, guys. Our beautifully developed coastline here. Wow, I'm actually really liking this. And you know what the most exciting part is, guys? Let's zoom back into Oldtown and look at this. We have some commercial zones that have started to sprawl up. And look at this, our commercial demand is maxed out. I don't know why this was such a big problem up to this point, but I'm really excited that we finally have some commercial demand and we can begin populating all kinds of different areas around town. So this is really cool. Although I thought I did have some zones here. I think this parking lot must be cutting into them. Let's see, maybe if I build a path here. Oh yeah, that's gonna break things up into two. So now we can have two completely different zones. I'm just gonna scooch this over because I feel like it's too close to the tracks. There, how is about that, guys? Beautiful. I am gonna take a second now to decorate some of the areas here just around the edges of Oldtown, maybe add a couple more trees here and there and just beautify the general area. And that's gonna do it for this episode. But wow, guys, as we zoom out here, you can see just how much St. Patricksburg is taking shape. And I'm really excited to get into the next episode as I plan on filling in a large portion of this area with, you know, just some generic, boring old residential districts. And that is really going to boost our population too. And, you know, we'll be done with St. Patricksburg before you know it. Crazy. But we have so much more land to develop. So it's still, this project is a long way from completion. And this is the final result of what we've built today. We're going to conclude this episode with a couple of cinematic shots. And I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you enjoyed this episode, as usual, drop a like down below. Let me know what you think down in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel to get notified of future uploads. Until the next one, guys, take care.